Hello and welcome to this power vinyasa flow. We are going to be breaking a bit of a sweat today. We're going to be moving our bodies quite fast. We're going to be connecting into the core and the side body and the shoulders. So it is a really energizing flow. This can be done at any time of day, but it's particularly great to do in the morning. It's going to be short and sweet, so let's get into it. We're going to start at the top of the mat, just in a standing Tadasana position. So just come to the top of the mat, take your toes to touch, heels slightly apart, lift all the way upwards through the spine, and just take a big shoulder roll to begin. So we're just going to take the shoulders up, back, and down, away from the ears, and just allow the arms to rest alongside of the body. Closing off the eyes. Noticing your posture, noticing your stability. Notice the rooting down through all four corners of the feet. The inner thighs are engaged. You're lifting upwards through the center, engaging into your core as if you're zipping up a jacket through the body. Just allow yourself to start to connect to your breathing. Noticing the inhales and the exhales just as they naturally are for now. Noticing maybe a subtle sway from the right side to the left, maybe the front to the back, and maybe just find that sweet point in the center where we feel completely balanced. And now just start to deepen the breath a little bit. So breathing in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose. And we're going to do a few breath counts together just to really allow us to move into our practice with ease before we really build some heat and create some fire in our practice. We're going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. So breathing in for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Deepening the breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Just creating that rhythm. I'm going to try and maintain this rhythm of the breath throughout our yoga practice today. This deep inhale for 3 and exhale out for 3. And when things get a little bit tricky, just always come back to the breath, back to the breath, back to the breath. On your next inhale, just draw your hands through the heart center, Anjali Mudra, allowing the thumb to press against the sternum as you lift the chest a little bit higher. Take a big inhale through the nose. And a big exhale out. And slowly just opening through the eyes. Allow the arms to rest alongside of the body again. Inhale, this time we'll reach the arms all the way up and out. Palms come to touch. Exhale, hands move through heart center, hinging from the hips, flat back. Crown of the head moves down to the floor. Feel free to bend the knees here if you have really tight hamstrings. Inhale, find lift and lengthen to the spine. Hands come onto the shins or onto the mat. Exhale, coming back into that forward fold. Bending into the knees, root down. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. So we'll start off quite slowly and we'll get a little bit faster. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Rooting down, inhale, reach the arms all the way up, core engaged. Palms meet back through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, folding forward. Final round just like this. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, create space. Exhale, folding. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. expanding through the chest. Exhale, hands gather back into the heart center, adding on. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up. Exhale, folding over the legs. This time, inhale, lengthen through the spine, but we'll step both feet back into a high plank. So take the right foot back first, then the left. We're stacking the shoulders directly on top of the wrists. Heels are moving back behind you. Hips are lifted in line with the shoulders. Crown of the head moving forward. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Breathing in. Breathing out, staying fully connected to the breath, especially when things get a little bit shaky. One last inhale. Exhale. And feel free to take the knees down or lower all the way down to the mat in one piece. Bending into the elbows, elbows hug back behind you, lower the chest, nice and controlled. Inhale, lift the heart. We're coming into a small cobra. Shoulders draw back, elbows draw back, and see if you can lift the hands off the floor just for a moment. So we're using the muscles of the spine. Hold for 3. And 2, keep breathing, keep smiling. And 1, placing the hands underneath the shoulders. We'll send the hips back to the heels and then send the hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of the day. So maybe pedaling out through the feet, finding a lot of movement. Feet are hips width distance apart. Crown of the head is dropping down. Head and neck is heavy. The shoulders are rolling away from the ears. We've got biceps are rolling inwards. Triceps are rolling outwards. Length into the right side body. Length into the left side body. Core is engaged. Ribs hug in. And just take 2 more breaths here. Just finding a little bit more space in the body. Finding maybe a little bit of movement, but then coming to stillness. 1 last deep breath in. 1 last exhale out. And looking forwards between the hands, we'll step the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, create space. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands gather back through the heart center. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, stepping or hopping back. High plank. The high plank this time leads you into a chaturanga. Feel free to bend those knees again, or you lower softly in one piece, maybe you hover. Inhale, reach the chest. Reach the heart, roll over the toes, upward facing dog. Feel free to go back to that cobra. Exhale, send the hips to the sky. Heels dropping down towards the mat, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, resetting in this downward facing dog, staying deeply connected. 1 last breath. Exhale. And looking forwards between the hands, we'll step or hop the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, create space and length. Exhale, folding and releasing. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands back through heart center. Final round, sun salutation A. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or hopping back. High plank. To chaturanga, lowering softly. Inhale, lifting, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. In through the nose. Exhale out, breathing into the front ribs, the side ribs, and the back ribs. And exhale, knitting the navel in towards the spine. So you're engaging into your core, finding deeper stability into the pose. Looking forwards between the hands, we'll step or hop the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, find space. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center, bending into the knees, send the hips down to the mat. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up alongside of the ears. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Sending the hips slightly lower, see if you can shift the weight into the heels, maybe lifting all 10 toes just for a moment, then place them back down. 1 long line of energy from the pelvis all the way through to the palms of the hands. Take 1 last breath. Always like to hold this for a little bit longer. Feeling the fire that's building in the body. And exhale, folding forward. I think that's slightly longer than 1 breath, but we made it. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, planting the hands down, stepping or hopping back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, rolling through. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, reach the right leg all the way up to the sky. Powering through that hip, take a big breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale, rounding knee to nose, hold and hover. See if you can kiss your kneecap. Pressing the floor away. Inhale, reach the right leg all the way up and back, three-leg dog. Exhale, rounding knee to nose, hold and hover. Inhale, the right leg reaches all the way up and back. Last time, exhale, rounding knee to nose, hold and hover. And this time, see if you can step the right foot lightly between the hands, lovely. Knee is stacked on top of the ankle. Back heel is dropping down. Bending into the front knee, we'll rise up into a warrior one. Hands through heart center or arms reach all the way up to the sky. Drop the shoulders. Legs length distance between both heels. One last breath. Inhale. Exhale, let's turn the shoulders and the hips towards the side. Lining up heels, maybe widen your stance if you need to. The back toes are pointing to the side wall, the front toes are pointing forwards, and then reach the arms out, strong and powerful. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Making sure the knee is moving open, making sure the hips are scooping under. 2 more breaths. One last breath. And from here, we'll take the elbow onto the knee. Inhale, the left arm reaches up and over by the ear, coming into a side angle pose. Feel free to stay here and try not to dump the weight through that elbow. Try and lift up and out through the torso. You might stay here or taking the right arm up to meet the left hand at the front, as if you're holding a big beach ball up and overhead. We'll hold for 5. Maybe gazing up to the sky, turning the chest. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming up to center. Back to warrior 2. This time we'll straighten out through the front leg. Maybe shortening your stance if you need to. Hands come onto the hips. Lift up through the spine. Extend the arms all the way out. Inhale. Exhale, hinging from the front hip. Reach the right fingertips forward. Right hand plants down lightly onto the shin. Maybe the ankle. Inhale, the left arm reaches up. You might even just lightly hover the right fingertips off the front thigh. Inhale. Exhale, twist and turn the chest. Take the left arm up and over by the ear. You might stay here or see if you can take the right arm off, and we'll hold for 5. Beach ball. 3 and 2. Keep breathing. I'm feeling this too. And 1. Slowly, slowly coming up to standing. And from here, we'll flip the front palm up, keeping both legs straight. Reach all the way up and back, reversing triangle. Should feel really nice on the right side body after all of that work. Exhale, circle the hands down to the floor, framing the front foot. We'll step it back into a high plank. Hold for 3 and 2 and 1. Lowering chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let's go for the other side. Inhale, the left leg reaches up to the sky. Hold for a moment. Squaring off the hip. Noticing what's happening into the shoulders. Squaring the shoulders to the front. Pressing firmly through the hands. Lifting up through the core. Inhale. Exhale, rounding knee to nose. Inhale, left leg reaches up to the sky. Exhale, rounding knee to nose. See if you can give that kneecap a little bit of a kiss. Inhale, left leg reaches up to the sky. Exhale, rounding knee to nose. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Step the left foot lightly between the hands. Nice. Drop that back heel down. Inhale, root down through the feet. Bending into the front knee, rise up. Hands through heart or arms reach up to the sky. Warrior 1. Take a few breaths here just to settle into the pose. Just to settle and just allow the hands to release, allow the wrists to release. Big breath in. Exhale, shoulders and hips turn towards the side. Heels are aligned, maybe widen your stance, challenging yourself in this pose. Arms reach all the way out. Gaze is forward over the front middle finger, we'll hold. When we get into these longer holds, really noticing what's happening in the body. One last breath. And taking the elbow onto the knee. Inhale, this time the right arm reaches up and over by the ear. Side angle pose, feel free to stay here, lifting upwards through the left side body or taking the left arm up to meet the right arm. Beach ball overhead, inhale. Exhale, breathing through it. 3 and 2 and 1. Gaze down to the floor. Inhale, rising up, warrior 2. This time we'll straighten out through the front leg. Maybe walking the back toes in, reach all the way forwards, hinging from the front hip. Left hand down, right arm up. Maybe staying here or hovering the left fingertips off. Just for a moment, just to settle into the pose. And then maybe right arm reaches up and overhead. And then you reach the left arm up. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3. I can feel the wobbles, I can feel the shakes. 2 and 1. Gazing down to the floor. Inhale, make your way back up to standing. Keep the front palm flipped all the way up to the sky. Right arm floats down that right leg. Left arm reaches up and over. Reversing triangle, stretching through the side body. One last breath. Exhale, circle the hands down to the floor, framing the front foot. Come onto the ball of that back foot, step it back for high plank for 3 and 2 and 1. Lowering vinyasa, chaturanga, upward facing dog to downward facing dog. I don't know about you, but I am feeling a little bit of a sweat on. And take 2 breaths here in downward facing dog. One last breath. The breath will guide us through. Inhale, this time the right leg reaches all the way up to the sky. We're going to get into a little bit of balance. Exhale, this time rounding knee to the right tricep. See if you can take it as high up into the armpit as it needs to go. Inhale, the right leg reaches all the way up to the sky. Exhale, rounding knee over towards the left tricep, keeping these shoulders even in space. Inhale, the right leg reaches all the way up to the sky. This time rounding knee to the nose. Hold and hover. Maybe see if you can tap the right knee down to the ground and then lift it back up. And then step it all the way through in between the hands. Nice, stay on the ball of that back foot. Inhale, lift through the chest, hands through your heart center. Feel free to have a slight bend into that back knee. Tuck the tailbone under, lift the chest even higher. And then maybe you see if you can straighten through that back leg. Arms reach all the way up. You should be feeling a really nice stretch through that left hip flexor. Exhale from here, hands move through heart center. We're going to shift it all the way forward into the front foot. Back leg gets lighter and lighter and lighter. Coming into a warrior 3. Hands can stay here through heart. You can take the arms out to the side, or you can reach the arms all the way forwards. We'll hold for 3 and 2 and 1. Slowly from here, bending into the front knee, placing the fingertips down onto the floor, just underneath the shoulders. We're coming into a standing split. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, start to walk the fingertips back behind you. You reach that left leg all the way up to the sky. Maybe start to fold inwards. The torso moves towards the leg. If you want a little bit more power in this movement, take the right hand to the outside edge of the right ankle. Maybe see if you can take the left arm. There, and we hold and breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. You bend into the right knee, step the left foot all the way back behind you. Come onto the ball of that left foot. Placing the left hand down, inhale, the right arm reaches up, coming into a twist. Making sure again that the knee is over the ankle. Sole of the foot is planting down. Bend deeper into the right hip, lift the chest a little higher. Feel free to stay here, or you roll onto the outer edge of that right foot. outer edge of that left foot. Maybe see if you can step that right foot on top of the left. Side plank. Feel free to take a modified side plank too, taking the left knee down to the mat. If you want even more, you might see if you can take that right leg all the way off. If you want even more, you see if you can take the 2 peace fingers around the big toe. Extend the leg up to the sky. Slowly, slowly make your way back to a full plank pose. Exhale, lower vinyasa, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. To downward facing dog. Just breathe. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. 2 more breaths in through the nose. Out through the mouth. 1 last breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Releasing breaths. Inhale, the left leg reaches all the way up to the sky, 3-leg dog. Exhale, rounding knee over towards the left tricep, left elbow. Hold. Inhale, the left leg reaches all the way up to the sky. Exhale, rounding knee over towards the right elbow, right tricep. See how far you can take it up. Inhale, the left leg reaches all the way up to the sky. Final round. Exhale, rounding knee to nose. Hold and hover. See if you can take the left knee down to the floor and then hug it into the chest. And then step it forward. Lightly, lovely. Stay on the board of that back foot. Inhale, lift through the chest. High lunge, hands through heart or slight bend into the back knee. Maybe arms reach up, really powerful and strong pose. Notice the little subtle wobbles and notice the breath. Stay with it, stay in the present moment. Hands move through heart center. Shifting all the way forward into the front foot. Back leg gets lighter and it lifts off the mat, squaring through the hips. So if the right hip wants to hike up to the sky, just keep it in line with the left. Maybe the arms reach forwards, maybe the arms reach out to the side, and we hold. 3, 2, 1. Dropping the hands down to the floor. Bending into the left knee if you need to. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, folding. Feel free to use any props or any blocks or anything that you need to support this pose. It is a tricky one. Left hand maybe behind the left heel. Maybe the right arm reaches behind the heel. 3. Keep breathing. 2. And 1. You bend into the left knee. Sneak the right foot back. Come onto the ball of that back foot. Right hand stays down and inhale, the left arm reaches all the way up to the sky. So we come into this really nice low lunge twist. Maybe staying here or you roll onto the outer edge of that right foot. Outer edge of that left foot, maybe stepping it back high plank into a side plank. Maybe lifting that leg, maybe modifying if you need to, or you take hold of the peace fingers and extend the leg up. Slowly making your way back into a full high plank. Exhale, vinyasa chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. To downward facing dog. And let's drop the knees to the mat. Take the toes to touch, extend the arms forward. Coming into a child's pose, just taking a few breaths here. Notice what's happened to the breath. Notice the difference from the very beginning of class. Notice what's happening into the body. Notice if you feel a little bit more openness into the hips, maybe the shoulders. And notice what happens in the mind. Notice how the mind is feeling. So when we move around a lot, we can really start to get out of our heads and into our bodies. Just breathe. Slowly from here, just peel yourself up to a kneeling position. Sweep the legs all the way out in front of you. We're coming to seated. Navasana, boat pose time. So we're going to fire up through the core. Take the knees together, take the toes to touch, roll the shoulders back, lift through the chest, and then lean back and see if you can take the toes off the mat. Maybe just an inch, maybe you take them 90 degrees, spreading through the toes. Maybe extend the arms all the way forwards. Maybe you extend the legs, maybe you extend the arms. Any variation of your choice. I'm going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, keep breathing, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees into the chest. Extend the legs all the way out in front of you. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, folding forwards for Paschimottanasana. Feel free to take some flesh from beneath the sit bones. Inhale, lift the chest even higher. Exhale, folding forwards. Try and keep the spine straight and long. And again, if you need to bend those knees or if you need to ease out of the pose, please do. As well, if you need to sit onto a block, anything that's going to suit you for today. It can be different days as well. It's listening to what you need, listening to the breath. And then slowly just start to peel yourself all the way up to seated. We'll take the sole of that right foot, place the sole of the right foot down onto the mat. We'll go for a Marichasana C, just to twist out through the torso. Reach the right arm back behind you, taking a hand onto the floor or onto a block. Inhale, the left arm reaches all the way up to the sky. Exhale, take the left hand, maybe hug the knee into the chest. Maybe take the elbow outside of the knee. Inhale, find lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen through the spine even more. Exhale, find a deeper twist. Two more breaths. One last breath. Slowly releasing, coming back to center. From here, we'll take the right leg all the way out and take hold of the sole of the left foot. Draw it in towards you. Place the sole of the left foot down onto the mat. Left arm reaches back behind you. This time, right arm reaches up to the sky. Hug the knee into the chest or taking that twist. Elbow comes outside of the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Try and twist from the really center line of the spine. So you're engaging into your core, hugging the navel in and up. And then maybe you might find deeper contraction through the center line of the body to find a deeper twist. One last breath. And slowly coming back to center. From here, we'll take the soles of the feet together, the knees come out wide for a Supta Baddha Konasana. And if you know you've got really tight hips, just take your feet slightly further forward so you're creating more of a diamond shape. Or take the hips towards the heels. Take the hands either onto the feet, the ankles, the shins. Inhale, start to lift through the chest. Exhale, folding and releasing. So we're just getting into a few stretches for the body. And 2 more breaths. Inhale, find more space. Exhale, releasing through the breath into the pose. And slowly we'll just come back up to seated. Place the soles of the feet down onto the mat, and very, very, very slowly, we're going to make it down into a lying down position. Super, super slow. If I haven't said that already. Take the arms all the way out in front of you. Make a curve and a C shape through the spine. Inhale, and then exhale, slowly just start to roll all the way down, as slow as you can go for yourself. And try not to get there before I am. I'm not great at this, so you might be better at it than me. Here we go. The lower back. Hold. The middle back. Hold. And then upper back. Really nice. Draw those knees into the chest. And take a little sway, a little rock from side to side. Massage for the lower back. And we'll keep the right knee hugged into the chest. Extend the left leg all the way down the mat, flexing into the right foot. Take the right knee to the outside edge of the right arm. Either taking hold of the back of the knee, the sole of the foot, just coming into like a nice half of a happy baby pose. Closing off the eyes here. Really nice stretches into the hips. Breathing in and just breathing out. Noticing now maybe on the back end of our practice how the breath can just soften. So instead of being a really powerful breath, which is powering through all of our vinyasas, our ujjayi breath that we normally use, we can really start to use more of a releasing breath. So don't be afraid to just exhale out the mouth. Release. Hug that right knee into the chest. We'll cross the body, coming into a supine twist. The right knee moves all the way over towards the left side of the mat. The right arm reaches all the way out. Closing off the eyes. Allowing gravity just to take over. Allowing the whole body just to release. One last breath. And hug the knees into the chest. Both knees hug into center. We'll switch sides. Right leg reaches all the way down the mat. You hug the left knee into the chest. And we'll go for our half of our happy baby pose. So flexing into the foot. The knee moves into the armpit. Right hand comes onto the right hip. And just breathe in. Breathe out. That's the only thing you need to do right now, is feeling into this stretch, and with no noticing and focusing on the breath. On your next exhale, releasing the pose, hug the left knee into the chest, crossing the body, coming into gentle twist. Left knee over to the right side, left arm reaches out. Breathing space across the chest, the collarbones, feeling the twist unraveling from the very middle of the spine. And slowly on your next exhale, just releasing the stretch, hug both knees into the chest. Big breath in, just curl yourself up into a really, really tight small ball. Chin moves towards the knees. And as you exhale, just releasing the right leg down, the left leg down the mat, turning both palms up towards the sky. We'll enter into our final Shavasana. Allowing now the whole body to be heavy. And sometimes when we've moved around a lot, When you move into these ending postures where we can just release the whole body with greater ease, allowing us to move into the sweet surrender of Shavasana. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Slowly just start to deepen through the breath, wiggling the fingers, the toes. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, finding a full body stretch, extension. Maybe drawing the legs together, pointing the toes. Hugging both knees into the chest. And just rocking all the way over to one side, completely your choice, into a fetal position, this posture of security. And slowly just coming up to a comfortable seated position on the mat. And feel free to keep your eyes closed. Drawing the hands through heart center, bowing your chin to the chest. Just give yourself some gratitude for the time that you've spent on your yoga mats today. For nourishing your minds, your body, and just feeling that inner power, inner strength, and allowing that inner strength, inner power to really propel you through life. Namaste. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed that little power flow, but we also had some time to wind it down towards the end. Please let me know if there's any other yoga videos that you would like. If you just leave them in the comments below. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Namaste.